what's up YouTube? This is Gearhead. This will be my first moto vlog. Kind of started out riding back in 2006, 2007. My first bike was a 93, 94 Yamaha Virago 750. Then I graduated to a Yamaha V-Star 650. Then in 2020 I bought my first Harley Davidson. That's a 2012 Fat Bob, which unfortunately I wrecked 7 days after I bought it, and now I'm riding a 2012 Street Bob. It's stage 1 Screaming Eagle high flow intake, 2 in the 2 big radius Vance and Hines, and a tune using Dyno Jet from Flow Moto. Just out on my first ride using a GoPro 7 helmet mount, Purple Panda mic adapter. Watching quite a few moto vlogs online. Really wanted to get into it, share the passion for Harley Davidson and riding. So we'll see how this first ride goes. Out more to test the audio quality, camera angle, see how everything lines up. Make sure you guys can hear me. Doing a little bit of riding in town first. We'll get out to some back roads, test the audio quality to see how everything works out. Don't know how much talking I'll do on the first video. I don't really have a topic. Just want to get out and test everything. Post the first video on YouTube, see what kind of reactions I get, see what kind of likes I get. So this is more of a test than anything else. I enjoy riding. I try to ride as much as I can. I did ride almost every day for 2 years. This bike that I'm riding was my only transportation. So cold weather, hot weather, it didn't matter. I was always riding and just learned to enjoy it no matter what the weather is. It's mid-October. It's about 75 degrees a day, so it should be a nice ride if I can get out of this traffic. Got some guys riding over here. Show you a little bit of the town I live in. Not gonna name it, but I am in North Carolina. Been here most of my life. Graduated 2003. Spent 4 years in the United States Marine Corps. After that, I pretty much had a career in warehousing. Currently an operations supervisor. See if I can duck out of some of this traffic. Get a little speed up. Yeah, but just enjoy riding. I usually wear a half helmet, or what you would call a peanut helmet. I've got a full face on today for my MotoVlog setup. full face. If I do wear full face in the winter, kind of keeps everything from freezing up on your face when you're riding. But again, I enjoy wearing a half helmet or a peanut helmet, just so I can see everything, hear everything. Just feels a little bit safer to me. But I am wearing a Bell qualifier helmet with my GoPro setup. I'm going to see how that's going to work out when I get home and download the video, check the audio. Don't know if you guys can hear my bike. We'll see what the audio picks up when I get home. It is a Harley, so it is loud. It's not too loud. Nothing that'll blow your eardrums out, but you can hear me coming. A little bit about this bike. It's currently got right at 50,754 miles on it. When I bought it, it had 37,000 miles on it. Haven't had many problems with it. I did have a 5,000 mile service completed on it when I first bought it. After that, I completed the next service. And we got caught by the stoplight. So it's had a couple oil changes, spark plugs, steering neck bearings replaced, rear rocker box cover, valve cover, whatever you call it, replaced. Had to put a new front rim on it. One that came on it had rust in it. It kept popping in there too. I got wire wheels on it. Other than that, it's been a pretty solid bike. Get back to my gear. Been a pretty solid bike. No major issues. When I bought it, 37,000 miles on it, didn't have a tune on it. Got a lot of backfire. I mentioned earlier it had a tune from, I said Flow Moto, but it's actually Fuel Moto. I bought the dyno jet from them and they sent me the tune. The tune they initially sent didn't really work out. Still had a lot of backfire. So I did a data log with the dyno jet and sent it back to them, and they sent me another tune, and this is the one I've been riding on so far. It runs pretty good, don't have any issues. The only thing I'd say probably is I do get a little bit of backfire on a hard decel. Other than that, it's pretty solid. LED light on the front, that was on the bike when I bought it. I did add a sissy bar on the back. Got a GoPro mount on the front handlebars. I did have driving lights on it, but I took those off because they just look weird on a dyno. Take this tight turn. But it will get up and go. It's 96 cubic inch. Unfortunately, I didn't get to 103 for the year I bought. And I got, like I said before, I got the wire wheels. Whoever had it before me put a lot of Willie G accessories on it. Foot pegs, mirrors, odds and ends. I did put a set of grips on it. Avon. They're not the greatest in the world. They're kind of hard. They don't have a lot of cushion. but they get the job done. I've taken this bike to the Outer Banks twice. You know, short trips here and there, back and forth to work. Last year I did ride close to Boone, North Carolina, which is about 4 hours from where I live. So that was a pretty good ride. Stayed at a motorcycle campground out that way. Packed everything I had on the back of my bike. Like I said, it is a Dyna. I do have saddlebags on it from Viking. It's not much storage space, but I tied everything I had to my sissy bar and slept in a tent for 3 days. So, old school way of doing it. Most everybody I see on YouTube now is riding baggers, especially a lot of the MotoVloggers. You know, it's kind of bagger this, bagger that. You know, if you don't have a bagger, you're not in the cool group, as they would say. Yes, my bike isn't the most comfortable. I don't have the most storage, but it's been reliable. It's done everything I've asked it to do and more. Every Harley has its quirks. Every one of them doesn't run the same. It's a twin cam, so it does run hot. So I always keep my temperature on my dyno jet. Riding down one of the back roads we've got in town, trying to get up to some different speeds and check the audio quality, see how everything's working out. It's kind of weird talking in this full face helmet, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I think the main difference coming from a Virago 750 and a V-Star 650 to a Harley Davidson is just the amount of power. You know, you can only go so fast on a 650, and that being a 5-speed, the gearing's different. This Harley's got a 6-speed. You can just cruise at a higher mile per hour. I don't know if you can see my custom dynamic turn signals in the back of this trailer and my LED headlight, but I can see pretty good with all that turned on. Here in a little bit we'll stop and I'll let you guys take a look at the bike, see what you think. Like I said, it's not anything special, but I do enjoy it. Now, I mentioned earlier I did have a 2012 Fat Bob. You're probably asking yourself what happened to that. Well, I'll get into that later in future videos, but I only had it 7 days and I did wreck it, but we'll get into the details of that at a later time. Don't want to give you all the information at the start of the first video. I don't know what this guy's doing. I know I may be rambling a little bit, trying to get my topics together, I guess, when you motovlog. I'm just kind of talking right now. Don't know if any of this is interesting to anybody, but hopefully in future videos I'll get better and you guys can kind of that's one thing about riding in town. You got dumbasses not paying attention. You got to be careful. Lady almost pulled out in front of me. Had to lock them up. But that's part of riding in town. They never see you coming. And they always look at you like you're crazy. But if you heard the skid, that was a combination of the front brake, back brake. After I wrecked the first time, I kind of learned how to use those at the same time, so you don't lock one or the other one open. Lock one up. That's kind of important when you're riding, learning how to use both brakes, especially in an emergency situation. But we'll see if we can get down here a little bit downtown, show you guys the bike. Like I said, it's not much, but it's what I got. Breaking a few speed limits today. Not really paying attention to speed. A piece of trash. We'll ride downtown and I'll let you guys take a look at the bike. See if I can dodge in here. I think you guys should have a pretty good view of where I'm riding at. It's not so much in the middle of the city, but it's kind of downtown. I do live in a what I would call an older town. Town's been here for a while, textile mill, a lot of different things that are what you would consider old school. A lot of people set in their ways. But it's quiet, not a ton of traffic, kind of easy to navigate. The only thing about going like in town is we're an exit of 95, I-95. There is a lot of out-of-state traffic that you have to deal with. So sometimes that can be a hassle, especially on the weekends. We got all kinds of people here. There is not a big motorcycle crowd that I would consider. We did have a Harley-Davidson dealership. It closed down about 2 years ago. It was owned by a family that had it for a long time, and I guess finally decided to just close the doors up. So when I need something from the Harley dealership, I have to, about a 40-mile ride, not too bad. And the dealership I go to is actually where I bought both my Harleys from. So, pretty good relationship with those guys. They've always done good work. Kind of getting into what they call downtown. Kind of see me in the reflection in the mirrors. I guess you might be able to. Carini is one of our Italian restaurants, and this is kind of like old downtown. A lot of historic buildings down here. There used to be a textile mill here, and that's where at one point 4,000 people from this town worked at. Unfortunately, like everything else, all the labor and building was shipped to the Chinese. Nothing against them, but that's a shot of the old textile mill, what's left of it. So it's pretty much is all that's left. Not a lot of what I would call well-paying jobs in the town I live in. These are actually the mill houses where folks used to work at. They used to stay at when they worked at the mill, excuse me. So then we'll cut down here to a hopefully empty parking lot so I can talk about my bike. See what we got going on in the park today. I don't see a lot of people down here. Pull over here so you guys can see the bike. Hopefully nobody comes down here and bothers us. Let's see if we can park here. Just pull it to the side. Make sure we're in neutral. Alright, so this is my bike. Like I said, it's a 2012 Street Bop. It's got about 50,000 miles on it. Viking saddlebags, heavy breather, but that is a K&N air filter on it. 2 and a 2, big radius Vance and Hines pipes. It's got Willie G stuff kind of all around. LED headlight. It's not clean because I didn't wash it before I rode today. Custom dynamic turn signals in the front. This is a Amazon sissy bar. Nothing special about that, but it holds everything I've ever put on it. It's got Willie G foot peg, shifter, rear pegs. You know, just the simple stuff. Like I said, there's nothing to write home to mama about, but it gets me from point A to point B. Newer tire on the rear, tire on the front. It's gonna have to be replaced pretty soon. But Harley Davidson Badlander seat. It originally had what I call grandpa seats on it. I took those off. I'll show you those to you guys probably at a later time. And then I've got my Power Vision wired up, ran up under the tank. I keep my monitor on my temp and all that good stuff. So alright, well, this has been my first video for my MotoVlog. Again, this is Gearhead. If you want more content like this, like, subscribe, comment, and see you guys soon.